This is part 3 in the series on how to use Polework to win in your show jumping. If you haven't watched part 1 and 2, please do that first, as all 3 exercises do link up together, although you can do them in any order. Again, a huge credit to Wendy Schaefer, who I trained with for many years. She taught me these exercises. I've used them time and time again to train horses of all levels, and they are brilliant. They really have worked for me, especially this third one. I'd love you to subscribe below and leave me a comment with any questions or video requests as well. And of course, you can check out my website, www.berkshireridingcoach.com. So make sure you've warmed up your horse properly in walk, trot and canter. Remember to give your horse regular breaks between the exercises, as these are actually quite taxing on them. Use square poles if you can, because you don't want your horse to sustain an injury if the pole rolls while he steps on it. This is one of my favorite exercises, and literally it's the only exercise that helps me get my eye back in if I haven't been jumping for a while. I have to work really hard on that because that is a challenge for me.
So here's what the exercise looks like. It's called Circle of Poles, and it's literally just poles on a circle. I usually measure this out by taking 6 of my paces from the center point, and that is where the end of the pole will start. The 6 going in the opposite direction, and so on until you have 4 poles laid out in a circle. You can make this bigger or smaller for the more experienced horse. I've actually got this at 8 paces because this is a relatively young horse, and I didn't want to make it too hard for her in the beginning. Okay, so I'm just going to canter around, nice working canter on her best rein, and I'm just going to start with doing 2 poles. So this one on this side and one on the other side. She's just falling out through the shoulder there, so I'm just going to gather her up, get her going nicely again, get the canter under control, and then I'm going to start. And it's land, 1, 2, 3, 4, land, 1, 2, 3, 4, land, and so on. If it starts to go wrong, I'm quietly just going to keep cantering and bypass a couple of poles till I've got the canter under control and she's not fighting me in the hand and not fixing her neck, and then rejoin the circle.
Once you've done this nicely a few times on each rein, you can start to increase and decrease the number of strides between each pole. You can either do this by extending your line to the pole a little bit outwards or inwards if you want to decrease the strides, or you can collect or extend a little bit in your canter.
Okay, so here I'm going to try for 3 strides, and 1, 2, 3. It goes a little bit wrong, so I'm just going to get it back under control, miss out a couple of poles, and try again. 1, 2, 3, land, 1, 2, 3, land. Good, and I'm going to leave it there with her. Now I'm going to try and put 5 strides in between the poles. So I'm going to start to collect her up, really have my inside leg on the girth, outside leg behind the girth, little bit of flexion, really have her going from the inside leg into the outside hand. And as always, we want to make sure that we're leaving it on a good note. So once you've gone round the circle a few times and it's going really, really well, then just exit the circle. If it's not going well, you're going to make sure that you try again. And when you've got a couple of them right, then you would then exit the circle and give her a big pat. And sometimes I exit the circle just doing a little flying change over the last pole.
Again, the experienced horse can be challenged by maintaining counter canter throughout the exercise, or by changing between counter canter and true canter in the different quadrants. To make it even more difficult, the circle can be brought in smaller. Remember not to make it too difficult initially, as you really do want your horse to work with you and enjoy this exercise and build up to his ability to be able to do it. Now it's time to put all 3 exercises together in a little course. This really challenges the horse's rideability. It challenges your ability to remember a course as well.
And here's what they all look like to remind you. So the first one is the exercise with 3 poles in a row. 20 paces and 16 paces apart. So that's 5 strides and 4 strides. The second exercise was going up the center line or down the center line with the 2 purple poles and 5 strides apart, and then curving towards the left to the purple pole on an angle, and then of course the circle of poles.
Thank you for watching. This has been the third in a 3-part series of exercises, but I aim to post one every week, so please look out for the next video. I'd love to hear how you got on with these exercises, so please leave me a comment below and subscribe, and I hope you look forward to next week's video. Happy practicing!